It's your boy XY. Today I'm going to show you how to make R&B manipulation samples, kind of like Chris Brown and Bryson. Yeah, so let's get into that. I'm going to play you the sample right now. So I'm gonna show you how I made that right now. First thing that I did is that I grabbed this sign for my conceptual one-shot kit. Yeah, conceptual one-shot kit. It's in the description below if you want to cop that. And I'm gonna play it for you right now. Alright, so what I did is that I put some autopan, I put some delay on it from the Archery Delay Eternity, and I used the basic parallel setting. I use Filter Freak, Dirty Resonant Down Sweep, and Stereo Flex from the filter delay in Ableton, and I EQ'd out some of the lows and some of the highs. Next, I added this counter melody. Very simplistic, nothing too extra. So what I did is that it's the same processing as the sign above. I just EQ'd out some of the lows, put on delay eternity, filter freak with the down sweep, and stereo flex. Next, I'm gonna play the third sign. Now for this is a one shot from my conceptual kit. Again, I put some subtle stereo from the autopan thing in Ableton, EQ'd out some of the lows, some of the really high frequencies that were like kind of disturbing. Next, I grabbed this plugin called Filter Station, and I just put on the default setting, and that's it really. Next, I'm gonna go on to this like accent. It's a Coop one-shot kit from his manifestation kit, yeah, and I didn't really do much processing on it since it's already Coop one-shots are really processed already, so I just left it like that. Next, I have another sign thing. I think it's like a sign bell thing. I don't know how I'm gonna play it. What I did is that I added a phaser, this thing called awareness in the green delay, I think. Yeah, in the green delay section of Ableton. You could have some of the lows, some of the highs. I did Valhalla reverb, vintage verb, concert hall setting, and I added sloppy delay and autopan. Next, I added another sign to it. Next, I added another sign. This is from Coop. This is a Coop one shot, the Palace Moon Prophet Brass. And what I did is I added a descent. This is also from the filter delay thing in Ableton. And I added Azopan, Echo Boy, and I like to use the chorus and modulation settings. Turned up the mix, and I turned down the echo time. And in Effect React, I used the Wawa and Memory Man preset, and I used the primal tap, the arena delay. Next, I added this accent, a melodic accent. It's like a piano. I put it in a weird position so it flows with the rest of the sample. Next, I added another plug. It's kind of like a guitar plug. And for the processing, I didn't really do much other than add some reverb, some chorus, some filtering, a little bit of filtering, just a tiny bit, and some EQ. Now this plays into the rest of the sample. It's kind of like it's another accent and perk, a melodic accent and perk. Yeah, and I didn't really do much processing other than like reverb and echo boy. Next I added I added another counter melody, and I just only put reverb on this. Pretty simple. Nothing too special. Next I added like things like an ambient melodic perk loop thing. Next I added this pluck, arpeggiated pluck. What I did is I turned on the gate to around 42%, the rate to 1 and 32. I cut down the sample I cut down the one shot in the sampler. I used the basic parallel delay. I used the Filter Freak 30 resonant dong sweep, and I EQ'd the lows and the mids, and I added flutter delay from Ableton. Also, what I did is that I automated the arpeggiator in Ableton to give it more of a groove instead of it just continuously playing. Next, I added this bass from Rickenbacker. I normally like to go into the whatever this is and choose the 4x12 UK 70s preset and use some tape, turn on the tone and turn up the warm, and turn on the output as well, because using the amp, I think, yeah, the amp, when you use the amp, there's like a lot of compression, so you gotta turn it down, I think. Yeah, I'll play for you right now. Something that's key for making groovy bass lines is messing around with the velocity and just like pausing and stopping and like accenting and etc. It really adds flavor to the bass line and the runs as well. So instead of it just holding this one note throughout the end, it adds a little run of the chord to give a smoother transition into the next one, into the next chord. Next, I added another counter melody. This, what I did is that I went into the controls and I messed with the LFO and etc. And next, what I did is that I put on some auto pan, phaser, ascent from the grain delay section from the grain delay section in Ableton, and M charm reverb from the M auto bundle thing. It's free, by the way. So next, I made this poke loop thing. So let me play for you. Alright, what I did is that I made a clicking noise with my mouth. And I chopped it together and kind of like did this weird pattern with it. In the filter layer, I put on this thing called Descent. I have no idea what it does. Then I put it through a cabinet thing. Then I put on format in the vocoder section, and I don't know what this is honestly, but basically I think I just EQ'd out like the highs around there. Yeah, I just EQ'd out the highs and I added the reverb. Then next I grabbed this stomp thing from one of the perk loops in the Tubes perk loop kit, percussion kit. It's not much, but it adds a lot of movement in combination with the mouth clicking thing. Next, I went to my guitar and I played this simple, it's pretty simple, I just played this simple guitar thing. Now what I did is that I added some EQ first to take out some of the lows since I didn't want those. Next, I went into Echo Boy and I like to use the chorus booth effect a lot. So I turned up the mix and I turned on the rhythm all the way down, and then I just turned it back up to like 1 millisecond really. And I turned on all the feedback as well. Next, I put on some flutter delay and M-Cham reverb and M autopan. Next, I did some vocals and I played them for you. You take my soul, you take me home, my I have no idea what I'm saying, but it sounds tough. So first thing I did is that I added the Descent filter delay thing. I ran it through a cabinet. I added a format. I turned on the depth and I turned up the attack. I turned on the actual format to like 14, -14. I added some Valhalla reverb, chamber, turned on the decay, and I added some Valhalla delay. Now also what I did is that in Ableton, I automated the volume. Yeah, I automated the volume of the vocals. After I did all this in Ableton, I went into FL and I did some more processing. Let's go over there. Alright, in FL, what I did is that I duplicated this melody, the main profit sign melody, and I pitched it up and I automated the volume. I also took out some of the lows. The second counter melody, I didn't do anything to this, I just left it dry. For the accent pluck, I just added some reverb and some EQ. For the brass sine thing that plays throughout the second part of the loop, I just duplicated it and I added some reverb and delay. Next, I added some reverb to the pluck and I duplicated it. I pitched it up 12 cents and I added reverb and some EQ. That's how it sounds. Next, for the other counter melody, I just added some reverb and a tiny bit of reverb and a tiny bit of delay. And for the guitar, I added reels. I used the 3.75 tape speed. I turned up some of the flutter and I turned down the harshness. That's it really. And that's it. Thank you for watching the video. I'm gonna see y'all in a bit.